Hi folks, I just want to talk about abortion, and particularly in the area of Aristotle and his influence on our perception of abortion, and then some final thoughts. I think that our culture has been desensitized over the last 30 years concerning abortion. We don't get shocked, as we should do, of the fact that there are babies that are being murdered and have been murdered, and millions of them over the last 30 years in our Western culture. And the main perpetrator of our desensitization towards abortion is Aristotle. He believed that the fetus was not truly a human being. It had a vegetative kind of psyche that was shared with animals and plants until it was born, and then it was human. If you don't believe me and you want to do some research, this booklet here, if you can see it, by the Christian Institute, and it's called When Does Human Life Begin? By John R. Ling of the Christian Institute. It's a brilliant little booklet, and I think you might be able to get it for free off the Christian Institute, and there's some excellent booklets by the Christian Institute that are really helpful, and he shows the data and the evidence for the statement that I've just made. And basically, because in the history of the West, because the even Christian theologians took and was influenced by Aristotle's distinction between a kind of vegetative state of the fetus, which is seen as to just its psyche just seen to be the same as an animal or a plant until it's born. Because of that basic idea of Aristotle, basically the fetus has not been seen as human, and that has had moral and philosophical and ethical ramifications of great proportions. And that's why we're desensitized today, because we're trained in our Western culture to see the fetus not as human. But so the arguments that people would use for abortion, like pro-choice, that the woman should have a choice, if it was a 2-year-old child and you said, well, the woman has a choice to kill her child or not, you wouldn't agree with that. You said, no, that's ridiculous. But because it's the fetus and the fetus is not seen as human, then it seems palatable, it seems okay. But the moment you put in the equation that the fetus is human, all these pro-choice arguments just fall to the ground. And it's this subtle distinction that Aristotle made that has really caused the desensitization and the acceptance of abortion in our culture today. I just want to say that to everybody out there that it's time that we started to do something about this. It's time that we moved into more we need to make a stand on this. We need to speak out against this. Pastors and preachers need to educate their congregations about this. We need to become more stronger in our opposition to abortion. And the church, sadly, in the West is weak and anemic on this issue. And it's weak and anemic because we bought into what the Western culture from Aristotle has fed to us. And we need to reverse it, and we need to begin to put the Christian position against abortion on the political agenda. I know it's stronger in America, but we need to move in the UK and around the world. We need to move on this topic and push for what is right, and that is that the slaughter and the murder of unborn children is an absolute disgrace upon our Western culture. It is a stain upon our Western culture, and we need to call a halt to it, and we need to start. And this video is my little start in moving in the direction of being more boisterous and more speaking out against abortion. Alright? Thank you for listening, and take care.